With reports of Washington and Soto not being able to come to terms on a long-term extension, reportedly $440 million, the Nats outfielder is expected to be traded in the near future. Now, 23-year-old generational players are rarely ever available like this on the trade market, but it has happened. Babe Ruth got traded when he was only 24. The question now is, what kind of haul can the Nats expect for Juan Soto? And to answer that question, we bring in Jon Heyman, our MLB Network insider. And John, there's some reports out there that the Nationals have signed veteran outfielder David Dahl. Certainly no disrespect to David Dahl, but he is not Juan Soto. Will Juan Soto be with the Nats come 2 weeks from now?
You know, it's looking less and less likely at this point. I was skeptical when it first came out that Juan Soto is available, but teams that are talking to the Nats do think the Nats are serious about this. So I would say there is a decent to good chance that he is dealt. Not going to be easy. Obviously, a big time constraint here. And this is one of the best players in the game. They should get a ton for him. You are absolutely right. Babe Ruth, Miguel Cabrera, they were in the 25 range. Soto is 23, so not very often do we see a player of this stature traded at this age.
He has unbelievable hand-eye coordination. He's one of the best in terms of not chasing balls out of the zone. He carries a big stick, but with that, John, comes a very big haul. In all likelihood, who's going to give it to him?
You know, the team that makes sense as I think about it today may be the Cardinals. They do have very good young players and prospects, some currently on their roster. They have a good young outfielder, Dylan Carlson. They've got prospects to young players, Liberatore, very good pitcher, Nolan Gorman, Jordan Walker. They definitely have what it takes to get a deal done. And their payroll isn't way up there with the Dodgers or the Mets or the Yankees. And so maybe they have a little bit of room to maneuver. It does appear that the Nats do have an interest in maybe adding a bloated, shall we say, or a bad, quote-unquote, bad contract to the deal and making it more palatable for them, and could be a greater take-on for the team that it does acquire Soto. Soto makes $17 million, a lot of money, but, you know, obviously he's worth a lot more than that at this point. So they're going to get a haul, and deservedly so.
John, I'm surprised I'm going to even ask you this third question. Will we see Shohei Ohtani traded?
You know, I'm shocked that we're even talking about Juan Soto, but I'm going to be a lot more shocked if we see Shohei Ohtani traded. I don't see that. The only thing I've ever heard from the Angels is they'd like to lock him up. You know, it does make some sense. It's going to be very difficult, the whole thing. It's quite a dilemma that they're in. The Angels have not been able to win with two of the best players in the game, Ohtani and Trout, on their roster, and Ohtani making $5 million, which is just a little over the major league average. I mean, reasonably, he could go to somewhere in the neighborhood of $50 million when he gets to the free agency, and that's only a year and a half away. So, you know, the Angels have been a team that has stayed under the luxury tax threshold. I don't know how they're going to win and keep Ohtani and Trout and Rendon on that team and figure it all out. So it does make sense that they do consider dealing him. To deal him within the next 12 days or so, I would say that seems to me to be a long shot. Have not heard his name out there on the trade market, but you know, I don't like to rule anything out. You never know.
Yeah, you've been around this game way too long to ever rule anything out. If they do trade Ohtani, Jon Heyman, I hope they send Trout with them, because I'd love to see both of those guys in the postseason. John